You've been tired for 15 years, and it's not an accident. If you're exhausted right now, you're not failing. You're functioning exactly as designed. It was designed to keep you too tired to think and too broke not to spend. What if your exhaustion is the entire business model? In 1926, Henry Ford didn't cut hours out of kindness. He cut them to manufacture consumers. Idle workers don't buy cars. Tired, time-starved workers buy convenience. That was the plan all along. A century later, nothing has changed. You are still trapped in the same machine. The average American has less than 4 hours of true free time per day, and corporations know exactly what to do with it. That scarcity forces a choice: cook or order out, rest or numb out with a subscription. Every gap gets monetized. Delivery apps, streaming services, meal kits, they aren't conveniences, they're the exit ramp corporations built for the prison they created. The convenience economy is worth over $400 billion. It exists because you don't have time to live your own life. So who really benefits from your exhaustion? Stick around, because the answer will change how you see your entire schedule. To understand the trap, we need to go back to where the 40-hour week actually came from. And it starts with a factory, a strike, and a plan nobody saw coming. In 1926, Henry Ford shocked the industrial world. He cut his workers' hours from 60 to 40 a week. Historians love to call this an act of generosity, but Ford's own memos reveal a colder calculation entirely. Ford needed his own workers to become customers. A tired workforce with no time couldn't possibly buy his cars. In his own words, Ford said leisure is a market for making more money. Read that again. Within a decade, this blueprint spread across every major industry in America. The 40-hour week became law. Not to protect you, but to standardize this exact cycle of scarcity and spending across an entire nation. Fast forward 100 years. The same 40 hours still define our lives, but the traps have multiplied. Since 1979, productivity has risen over 60%, while wages crept up by less than 18%. So where did that missing productivity go? It didn't disappear. It went straight into corporate profit. Economists have a name for this now. They call it time poverty, and it's more common than you think. Nearly 80% of working Americans report feeling chronically time-starved, even when they aren't broke. And that feeling of never having enough time, it's exactly what fuels the next part of the machine. Here's the mechanism nobody talks about. Exhaustion doesn't just drain you, it disables your ability to make good decisions. Psychologists call it decision fatigue. After a 10-hour day, your brain defaults to the easiest, most expensive option. That's not an accident. It's the exact vulnerability convenience brands are engineered to exploit. Take food delivery apps. They don't sell convenience. They sell relief from a schedule designed to break you down. And you pay dearly for that relief. Delivery markups average 30% higher than cooking the same meal yourself. Streaming subscriptions work the same way. You're too drained to go out, so you pay monthly for digital escape. The average American now pays for 12 different subscriptions, spending over $200 a month without noticing. Even rest has been monetized. Sleep apps, weighted blankets, meditation subscriptions. Recovery itself now comes with a price tag. The global wellness industry is now worth over $4.4 trillion, built entirely on selling us back our own rest. Think about that. We're paying corporations to help us recover from the exhaustion those same corporations helped create. It's a closed loop. Work drains you. Draining you creates demand. Demand gets sold right back to you at a markup. So who's actually cashing in on this cycle? The answer might surprise you. It's not just fast food chains and streaming giants. It's the same corporations that set your hours in the first place. Many of the same investment funds that own your employer also own the delivery app you use to survive the week. Just 3 asset managers hold major stakes in almost 90% of S&P 500 companies. The circle is smaller than you think. They profit when you work. They profit when you're too tired to cook. They profit again when you buy rest. This isn't new. In the 1800s, company towns paid workers in scrip, forcing them to spend wages at the company store. Today, the scrip is your paycheck, and the company store is every app on your phone begging for your attention. The genius of the system is that it doesn't feel like exploitation. It feels like normal life. We've normalized exhaustion so completely that resting without guilt now feels like a radical act. 77% of employees report experiencing burnout at their current job. That's not a coincidence. That's the design. Yet studies show productivity doesn't rise with longer hours. It actually drops sharply after 50 hours a week. So if it's not about output, what is the 40-hour week really protecting? The answer is control, not productivity. Let's break down exactly how that control keeps the entire spending machine running smoothly. It starts before you even clock in. The average American commute eats up nearly an hour of unpaid time every single day. Add prep time, lunch breaks that aren't really breaks, and after-hours emails, and 40 hours quietly becomes 50. By the time you're finally free, you have almost nothing left. Not energy, not motivation, not willpower. This is called decision fatigue, and marketers have studied it for decades. A depleted brain makes worse choices. A tired brain doesn't compare prices. It doesn't meal plan. It just clicks buy now because thinking feels exhausting. That's exactly why advertisers target you in the evening. They know your defenses are gone by 6 p.m. Primetime advertising isn't called primetime by accident. It's the exact window when your resistance is lowest. Then comes the weekend, sold to us as freedom, but really it's just scheduled recovery time before the cycle repeats. And naturally, that's when spending spikes. Brunches, retail therapy, weekend getaways, all designed to fill the void. Work drains you, spending numbs you, Monday resets the entire cycle. It's not an accident, it's an economy. So is there a way out of this loop, or is the system simply too profitable to ever let us go? Let's look at what happens in countries that dared to break the 40-hour rule entirely. In 2022, the UK ran the largest 4-day workweek trial in history, with over 60 companies participating. The results were staggering. 92% of companies chose to keep the shorter week permanently. Revenue stayed the same. In many cases, it actually increased. Productivity was never the real constraint. But here's what they don't advertise. Employees with real free time started spending less on convenience. They cooked more meals at home, canceled unused subscriptions, even reported better mental health with no pill required. That's precisely the problem for an economy built on exhaustion. Rested people are simply harder to sell to. So it's no surprise most corporations still resist shorter weeks, despite the mounting evidence in favor of change. It was never about output. It was always about keeping the consumption engine running at full capacity. Meanwhile, countries like Germany work far fewer hours than America, yet maintain higher productivity per worker. The uncomfortable truth is this: we don't have a productivity problem. We have a distribution of time problem. So what can you actually do, starting today, to break free from this manufactured cycle of exhaustion? Here are 3 ways to reclaim your time and stop the cycle from draining your wallet. First, audit your time like you would a budget. Track every hour for 1 week and see where it truly goes. You'll likely find hours lost to mindless scrolling, hours corporations are more than happy to monetize. Second, batch your convenience spending. Meal prep once a week instead of ordering out 5 separate times. That single change alone can save you over $2,000 a year, money you didn't know you were losing. Third, protect your free time like it's sacred. Schedule rest the same way you'd schedule a meeting. Studies show properly rested individuals make fewer impulsive purchases, breaking the exhaustion spending cycle entirely. None of this is about working less for laziness. It's about refusing to let exhaustion be monetized against you. It's about reclaiming the hours that were quietly stolen from you, one convenience purchase at a time. Corporations will never willingly hand you back your time. That awareness has to start with you. Real freedom isn't a bigger paycheck, it's having enough time left over to not need one. The 40-hour week was never a law of nature. It was a business decision, and you can make one too. So before you go back to the grind, let's talk about the one thing that can actually break this cycle for good. The one thing that breaks this cycle is awareness. Once you see the system, you can never unsee it. The 40-hour week drains your time. Drained time creates exhaustion. Exhaustion forces convenient spending. And convenient spending funnels billions straight back into the pockets of the corporations that exhausted you. But now you know the trap, and knowing it means you finally get to choose differently. So here's your challenge. Track your hours this week. Notice exactly where your exhaustion turns into spending. If this opens your eyes even a little, hit subscribe. We break down the hidden systems controlling your life every single week. And if you want to go deeper, watch our next video on how debt itself was engineered to keep you working forever. Your time was never meant to be theirs. It's time you took it back. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share this with someone stuck in the grind, and we'll see you in the next one. Don't let the system decide how your time gets spent. Subscribe now and take the first step toward reclaiming it.